This is the Thurston County Board of Commissioners for April 18th, 2017. I'm Commissioner Bud Blake, the chair of the board for this year. I'd like to start off by doing introductions. Up to my left is Commissioner Gary Edwards. To my right is Commissioner John Hutchings. To his right is Labanita Bomar, the clerk of the board. And to her right is the County Manager Ramirez Chavez. With that in mind, I'll ask Commissioner Edwards to give the Pledge of Allegiance.
And I would like to point out that we have the pledge up here on the wall, and Joe is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Joe.
Very good. And with that in mind, I'll entertain a motion to approve today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, the clerk of the board would like to remove the approval of the minutes from April the 11th.
All righty. So with that in mind, is it, well, let's just keep going forward with what we're on task, okay? So take a motion to approve today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the agenda for Tuesday, April 18, 2017.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and second to approve today's agenda for April 18, 2017. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Motion carries. Okay, so we will not, if it's okay with the board, we will not approve the minutes for April 18th. We'll put that on agenda for next BoCC. But,
Got it.
okay, so with that in mind, we call Mr. John Thunheim to the podium, and he's going to give a presentation on introduction of a new chief criminal deputy prosecutor. John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. It's very much my pleasure to be here today to formally introduce to you the new Chief Criminal Deputy Prosecuting Attorney in the Prosecutor's Office. Now, I know you've already seen an introductory email because we've actually been waiting for him for a while to join us. But so for the audience and the television audience, I'd like to just take a moment and give you a little bit of background about our new Chief Criminal Deputy. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Jeffrey Lippert. Jeff recently retired from the United States Army, where he served the past 25 years and achieved the rank of Colonel in the Judge Advocate General Corps. During his tenure with the JAG Corps, he served as a senior prosecutor, senior defense counsel, general counsel, and a United States Army trial judge. As general counsel, he led and managed a 90-plus person legal team for one of the Army's largest installations. Jeff is a graduate of East Carolina University, where he received his Bachelor of Arts degree, magna cum laude, and of Temple University School of Law, where he received his Juris Doctor cum laude. As part of his ongoing education in the military, he completed the Judge Advocate General School, receiving an LLM, which is equivalent of a master's degree in law, an LLM in criminal law, and also attended the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College.
Yes.
I believe you'll find Jeff to be an enthusiastic, hardworking, and collaborative leader, and because of that, I anticipate he will be a great fit for our culture and our philosophy. He states his leadership philosophy as I work with people, people don't work for me. Jeff and his family decided to settle in Washington after he served as a military judge at Joint Base Lewis McChord. They currently live in DuPont, and his first official day with us was yesterday.
Oh, good.
So it's my pleasure now to introduce to you Jeff Lippert.
Yay. Welcome, sir. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Can you pull the mic down just a tad?
Certainly.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to say that I'm very pleased to be here in my our new adopted home of the South Sound region, living in DuPont, working in Olympia. Absolutely very enthusiastic about the whole thing. Very looking forward to the challenge and the work of a prosecutor after having been a military judge and a defense counsel for all these years. And I'd like to thank Mr. Thunheim for introducing me, and thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of your community.
You bet.
It's our
Any
pleasure.
comments or comments?
Thank you very much. Thanks for your service to our country.
Thank you, sir.
Not only that, but I mean, you're a gem I mean, you're a great find, a great catch, so welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if he forgot to tell you, but there's a 3, 5, and 10-mile run on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we expect you to be there at 05:30 in the morning.
Are you
so-
leading that, Mr. Blake?
No, I was going to put you in point there. But we can negotiate.
Okay.
No,
For the
thank
record,
you.
we've never met.
Thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to the many opportunities to serve together and take care of the county in the best shape we can. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
you bet.
Thanks for giving us a few minutes.
Yeah, thank you,
Very
sir.
welcome.
Excellent. And so now we move on to the first item on the agenda, which is the opportunity for the public to address the board. And here's how we do it. And if you're just kind of new to this in terms of signing up, the sheets are in the back, and I go down the list of those who signed up, kind of first come, first serve. We no longer have the stoplight, green, blue, orange, whatever color. We have the clock up here on the wall. It'll count down from 3 minutes to 0, and it'll give you this microwave kind of, you're done sound. So if you got a little sentence or two more beyond that, I'll kind of let you go, but ask you to close it off and bring it to closure of some sort. But no longer do we have to have the green light and blue thing. So the first person I have on my list is it Lee Rivera or Rivero? Yeah. Hi, I'm so sorry. Please come on up.
Thank you very much for letting us speak today.
And can you just tell me where in the county you're from?
Yes, Olympia, Washington, and I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to speak before the Thurston County Commissioners today.
You bet.
Today I wanted to speak about the issue of the Nisqually asphalt plant, Lakeside Industries. The last 2 meetings here before the Thurston County Commissioners, we saw the room packed with the Lakeside Industry employees. Basically, the 30 or so people getting up, each one saying, we've got to have these jobs, we've got to have these jobs of Lakeside Industry here in Thurston County. Of course, maybe they neglected to mention that the pollution of the Nisqually Valley by Lakeside Industry is extensive. The RAP, the recycled asphalt issue, is a huge issue that will pollute the farms, pollute the water, will pollute the Nisqually River going through the beautiful area of Nisqually. We all love Thurston County. That's why we are in this room. So I ask that you reconsider allowing Lakeside Industries to actually be put into the comprehensive plan. And I believe that the issue of RAP, the recycled asphalt, is a very pertinent one. As you're perhaps aware, recycled asphalt is more polluting than regular asphalt because of the facets of the rock. It has more facets, and therefore the pollution from the asphalt will go into the groundwater. As you know, Nisqually Valley floods periodically, and that has been ongoing for thousands of years. And so now we have an asphalt plant that is flooded periodically, and all the chemicals from that asphalt plant get spread over the farms, go into the groundwater. Another issue is the mining in the valley. There is a proposal before the county to allow them to keep mining and to actually go below the groundwater table with their search for rock, for this gravel. So we find this potentially threatening to another environmental issue that threatens our public health and safety. Okay, so Lakeside Industry has what, 30 jobs? But we have the health and safety of the entire Nisqually Valley to think of. The water, the potable water, the farms, the fields, the people, the Nisqually tribal people that have lived there for thousands of years. So yes, Lakeside Industries might pack this room with their employees one after one coming up to beg you for their jobs. But please remember that most of us care about the future of the Nisqually Valley. We care about the future of potable water. We care about the future of the Nisqually farms, the sustainable farms, sustainable agriculture. And so we ask you to forget about Lakeside Industry and perhaps their contribution to your election campaign, and to think about the future of Thurston County. Thank you.
Thank you for your feedback, ma'am. And the next person I have here is Zena Hartung. Hi, come on up there. How you doing today?
Good Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Can
My
you
name
bring
is
the mic
Zena
up?
Hartung, and
There you
I
go.
live in Olympia, Washington.
Thank you.
The agenda today includes a proposed resolution to be a welcome community for residents from all walks of life. This strikes me as a disingenuous obfuscation, in other words, lie, or maybe just an alternative fact, because actions speak louder than words, and your actions have indicated you're really only rolling out the welcome mat for the few and not the many. Your actions have shown you are ready to dismiss Latinos like County Prosecutor Darrell Rodriguez, who was dismissed without cause. His dismissal was badly done. He was literally told to pack up his things and go. No transition, no warning, no reason given. I can only presume it was white privilege prejudice, and I further suspect it will end badly in some sort of lawsuit, and we, the citizens of Thurston County, will have our funds tapped to defend your prejudice. Another class that's not welcome is the LGBT among us, as we saw last week with the dismissal of Joe Heyer from the Solid Waste Board. Now, that one was particularly heinous, since Joe has the background and interest to deal with these issues, and he did it as a volunteer. I can just imagine you guys poring over the makeup of the many boards and commissions and looking to weed out those who you think don't fit your model. Have any of you ever sat on a board in Thurston County where you weren't paid for your time? You may imagine your election provides you with a mandate to remake Thurston County in your image. But let me be clear, a Republican clothed as an independent really looks the same. I don't think you'll fool the citizens of Thurston County with a resolution that says you are something you're not. So please, let me kindly suggest you table the resolution welcoming all, because clearly there is a double standard at work in Thurston County government. And that means passing this resolution that states you want to welcome all makes you so blatantly two-faced, you can only be embarrassed today or in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the next person I have is Mary Pontarello. Hello, Mary.
Good afternoon.
Sure.
My name is Mary Pontarello. I'm the Executive Director of Safe Place, and I just wanted to thank you for the Sexual Assault Proclamation. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and we have the proclamation visible in our office and Community Service Center. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your support of Safe Place and share some information with you. As many of you know, or maybe you don't, I'm about to retire. And that's after 35 years of doing this work in Whatcom County and King County, and now in my beloved Thurston County. Our board is currently doing a search, a national search for an executive director, and I'll help them out when they arrive. But we have a strong management team, 21 superb advocates, with a total of 38 people that now work at Safe Place. Safe Place is the organization in our county whose sole purpose is to serve victims of sexual and domestic violence 24 hours a day. We do this from a social justice model so that we can ensure the individual unique needs of survivors are met. Working closely with numerous community organizations, we address the safety needs of survivors as sort of resource brokers, helping survivors feel safe and whole again. We ensure our availability by 4 main 24-hour programs along with numerous other programs. We have a 28-bed, 24-hour shelter where last year we served 247 individuals. 44% had no income at all. 50% had some income, but not much. 24 hours a day we responded last year to 242 sexual assault survivors, received over 7,000 calls from sexual assault and domestic violence survivors, and we are under contract to respond to 2 corrections institutions for inmates that are sexually assaulted. Our advocates are called automatically whenever a sexual assault victim seeks medical attention at St. Pete's Hospital so that we can ensure forensic medical evidence is kept. Our legal advocate accompanies individuals to court, 550 last year. We also have a 24-hour program for for youth, and I wanted to just mention our SPEAK program serving 1,200 individuals in our high schools. We have walk-in services. We have expanded our community awareness by presenting 664 presentations last year to over 7,500 participants so that they will understand the complexities and the root causes of sexual and domestic violence. We have 4 48-hour trainings, one of which is in Spanish. We are the only sexual and domestic violence program in the state that provides such a training. And currently we have 48 active volunteers. We have over 35 years of experience in this work. And I just wanted to just share with you and with the community that I'm the only one leaving. All 37 of them will remain. And I also will be a citizen in the community, and I'll continue to provide support. And I just wanted to thank you all for your support of Safe Place.
Hang on one second. Don't walk away. Any comment?
Thank you very much for your years of service. You've done a great job, and you're going to be missed.
Thank you, Sheriff Edwards. I appreciate it.
Same thing, Mary.
very much.
Over the decades with Olympia PD, we have really heavily relied many times on Safe Place and the services you provide, especially when it comes to the teen youth speak. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got to say, Mary, your leadership here is absolutely wonderful. It has changed people's lives. You're on the front line of bringing happiness, and when people come to you, they're broken, distraught, and when they have some hope going back to their homes or their families, it's you and your team that's really done that, and that is God sent. We love you to death, and thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your help. Appreciate it.
The next person I have is Mr. Jack Grimes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Jack Grimes.
Sir, can you pull the mic up just a tad for us? Yeah.
I live on 76th Avenue Northeast in Northeast Thurston County, and I'm speaking today to the article about the comprehensive plan amendments that you're supposed to be voting on today. I urge you to delay that and combine the study of that with the existing CAO and the issues that you are trying to undo that are causing the backup in the planning department. There are some amendments in this that provides further restrictions, which will add to the workload in the planning department for their overview and administration there, which is still currently running at a snail's pace. Many of us that voted for you as commissioners were hopeful that you would be able to roll back some of the excessive restrictions enacted by the previous commissioners, and we're still optimistic that that will happen. If this is approved, it will add to the delays in the planning department and create additional workload there, which is already, my personal project is now 6 months out. I look forward to your success with the accomplishments that you're trying to make. I applaud you for what you've been able to do at this point, and I realize it's a slow process, but some of the things are coming in bits and pieces. I think you should look at them as a whole. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for your testimony, sir. Okay, so that's the end of those who I've listed on my sheet here is that sign in, and I'll just look out to the public and see if there's anybody that wish to come to the podium that has not signed up and wish to address the board. Yes, sir. Come on forward. And just state your name and whereabouts in the county you live, generally speaking.
My name is Jay Roach. I live on Black Lake. And this is the 50th year. Thurston County. I love it.
Take your time.
No, I'm not a sissy.
It's okay.
Kleenex, thank you.
You bet.
Allergies, they happen to everybody. Don't worry about it.
We're screwing up, folks. We're disrespecting our veterans. God, I didn't think I was going to do this. We are Washington State. We represent the first president of the United States. the first general in the Continental Army. And we have people that that don't even want our equipment to come back from overseas. It's full of our DNA, fingerprints, blood, bullet holes, trying to get back home. We're screwing up because we could do something good, really good with this. As the ships come in through the Straits of Juan de Fuca, they should be picked up by our Coast Guard and escorted all the way in. I counted on the map that ship would pass 10 Native American villages that have these beautiful handcrafted canoes that could paddle out in the wave high. Let's just say thank you. And as they go past Seattle and down through, past under the Tacoma Narrows Bridge with a big American flag floating on, and then maybe a 12th man flag. God, I didn't think of it. I'm sorry, folks.
Quite all right.
I don't have much time left. I guess the city of Olympia shut it down the last time. Last summer in July and August when they were going to come back to bring their equipment back home, their swords and their shields. Sorry, you're going to have to pull me off air.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you, though, can you wrap it up for us real quick?
Yes, I sure can.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roach.
But anyway, shortly after that, I went out and I met with the American Veterans Motorcycles Association. They said they would be happy and proud to lead the convoy out of town back to Fort Lewis and McCord. And another group said that they would act as law enforcement if asked to, free of charge.
Sir, can I ask
But
you?
anyway, there's no reason for us not to do this the next time it comes in.
You bet. Thank you so much for your remarks, Mr. Roach.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just ask if there's anybody in the public would wish to come forward to the podium. Seeing none, okay. We'll move on to our next item in the agenda, which is County Manager's Update.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Thank you very much. I have a follow-up from a public testimony you received last week, and this is related to a project application that the City of Olympia submitted. Just to give you a little bit of a background, back in March 13, 2017, the City of Olympia submitted a master application. What it is an intent to develop a property located at the intersection of Marvin Road and Carpenter Road in the unincorporated areas of the county. So the master application includes the description. The existing firing range will be completely abated and demolished. Large format waste bins will be moved during construction. Construction will be in phases over several years. The site will be regraded to include an upper dumping wall level and a lower level of waste management operations. The lower level include offices, shops, storage, wash bays, vehicle bays, and covered truck parking. Staff met with City of Olympia representatives on a pre-submission conference back in April 6, 2017. And that's part of the normal process, just to meet with any applicant to determine what their intent is on this particular application. So the City of Olympia at that point provided additional information, and they're looking for feasibility of storing all of their solid waste vehicles in dumpsters and constructing a building to perform maintenance of such vehicles. This particular property is zoned open space institutional, OSI, which permits this type of use through the site plan review and design review permits. What that means is this is the first stage in the process, is as if the City of Olympia continues with their intent to develop this property, they will have to follow all the county regulations as we have it to any citizens here in the county. That's I'd like to conclude on following up on the testimony you received last week.
Commissioner Hutchins has a question.
County Manager, I have a question. That's the site of the Olympia Police Range?
Yes, an old range used to be.
And are
yeah.
they going to be tearing that down then to put
Yeah,
this new
Based
stuff
on,
in?
based on the description, that is the intent.
It's going to stay intact?
No, based on the description, that is the intent to remove
Oh, that's the intent,
that,
I'm sorry.
To remove it.
So we, the Thurston County Sheriff's Office, had a contract or an agreement to go out and qualify there on a regular basis. Any idea what the plans are, where our deputies will be qualifying then when that shuts down?
I don't have that information available right now, but I can certainly follow up with you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Sure. All right, thank you there, Romero. So the next item we have on the agenda is the consent items, items A through G.
Ready?
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the release, hang on.
No.
I move to approve consent items A through G.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and second to approve the consent items A through G. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. The next item we have on the is number 4, which is Public Works, as far as our departmental items, and it's to set a public hearing. And I think we have Mr. Scott Davis. Yeah, you're not Kelly Larson. That'll work. Hi, Scott.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
What you got?
So I'm here to, actually, let me get a piece of paper. Okay, here I'm at a request to set a public hearing to receive public comment on the telecommunication franchise application for Marshall Telecom or Rainier Connect for a non-exclusive franchise to construct, operate, and maintain telecommunication facilities within the Thurston County rights-of-way. According to RCW 3655-040, a telecommunication franchise requires a public hearing to be held on an application. Marshall Telecom has applied for a non-exclusive franchise to construct and operate and maintain fiber optic telecommunication lines and systems and system facilities within Thurston County rights-of-way for purposes of offering and providing network telephone services and telecommunication infrastructure services to Thurston County residents. The affected rights-of-way are within the legal boundaries of Thurston County, but not within any incorporated city. In accordance with RCW 3655-040, notices of a public hearing will be posted in 3 public places in the county seat and published twice in the official newspaper. And the public hearing is basically the second step, just like a lot of application processes. You submit an application, there's a staff review as well as a legal review of the application. We feel the application's complete, and what we're looking for here is to receive public comment on the application prior to staff working with Marshall Telecom and developing a franchise application for your review.
All righty. So is there any questions about setting the public hearing?
No.
Okay. Take a motion? Yeah, sure.
Mr. Chair, I move to set a public hearing at 3 p.m. or as soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard on Tuesday, May 16, 2017, at the Thurston County Courthouse, Building 1, in Room 280, to consider the application of Marshall Telecom Incorporated, doing business as Rainier Connect, for a non-exclusive franchise to construct, operate, and maintain telecommunications facilities within Thurston County rights-of-way.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. And then we have Mr. Steve Johnson. Call for sealed bids for the work, WARC.
Yes, thank you. My name is Steve Johnson. I'm a civil engineer with Thurston County Public Works. I am here regarding the resolution and call for sealed bids for the Work Public Tipping Stormwater Conveyance Line Project. The Work Tipping Area Stormwater Conveyance Line Project will install a new stormwater pump station at the existing waste and recovery facility in the public tipping area. And will also install new force main to deliver this runoff to the leachate treatment pond. This project will also refurbish and upgrade an existing stormwater pump station located at the yard waste area and connect that to our force main delivering water to the leachate pond for treatment. Currently, this runoff is directed to the stormwater system, but since this runoff comes into contact with waste, garbage, it must be treated as leachate instead of stormwater. Completing this project will help bring our work facility back into compliance with the county's NPDES permit and our stormwater pollution prevention plan. The estimated construction cost for the 2 pump stations and approximately 1,700 linear feet of new force main, as well as electrical connections and associated work, is $450,000. This will be funded from the Solid Waste Post-Closure Reserve Fund. Our project is in the 2017 to 2022 Capital Facilities Plan and the 2017-2018 Public Works Budget. The project is consistent with the county's strategic plan and meets the external goal of environmental sustainable resources, preserving and enhancing our physical environment and natural resources. Do you have any questions?
No questions here. All right, is there a motion to?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I move to approve the resolution and call for sealed bids for the WARC Public Tipping Stormwater Conveyance Line Project, CRP number 91077.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, and motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. Yeah. Resource stewardship is number 5 on the list, and it's the official docket of the comprehensive plan amendments. And hello, Allison, how are you?
I'm great. Good afternoon, Commissioners.
You bet.
Afternoon.
What do you got
And
for
I'm
us?
here today to request that the board approve the official comprehensive plan docket for 2017 and 2018. Now, the docket is a list of potential changes to the county's comprehensive plan that may be worked over the next year. Under the Growth Management Act, the county is required to have a process for the public to suggest changes to the comprehensive plan. And we also use the docketing process so we can be transparent about the projects we intend to work on. Suggested amendments are placed on a preliminary docket, and the board then determines which of these go on the final official docket, which is what we're talking about today. So for this round, suggestions for the docket were due back in November, and the board reviewed the preliminary list of potential amendments and solicited public comments in March. Written comments that we received were reviewed with the board, and the official docket before you today reflects guidance given by the board after reviewing those comments. Each item on this list will go through its own individual analysis and public review before any final decision is made. And I just want to be clear on that because that comes up in the comments a lot. The board isn't making a final decision on any of these items today. What we're essentially making a decision on is that these are the list of projects we're going to work on over the next year or 2 years. And so with that, I'll read the items that are on the official docket that's before you to approve. Item number 1 is the comprehensive plan update. This is the 8-year periodic update that we're required to do under state rules. Item number 2 is the Prairie Habitat Conservation Plan, which is a long-term plan the county is working on to deal with endangered species listings in the county, and there's a lot of other information out there about that. Item number 3 is the Shoreline Master Program update, which is the county is required to update to be in compliance with state shoreline guidelines that were updated back in 2003. Item number 4 is the Capital Facilities Plan. This is a chapter of the comprehensive plan that's usually updated annually in time with the budget process. Item number 5 is the Voluntary Stewardship Program. This is a pilot program that the county's been working on to develop an alternative approach to protect critical areas on agricultural lands. Item number 6 is a review and update of the Nisqually Sub-Area Plan, which was adopted in 1992. Item number 7 is a review and update of the Grand Mound Sub-Area Plan, which was adopted in 1997, and that item will probably also include a review of the Rochester Sub-Area Plan. Item number 8 is a review of the county's transfer of development rights and purchase of development rights programs, and looking at ways to make them more effective. Item number 10 is the Urban Forest Ordinance. And this is a project to look at tree protection standards in the urban growth areas of Lacey, Olympia, and Tumwater. And then we have several citizen-initiated amendments that came in for this year. Item number 11 is a citizen-initiated amendment from Lakeside Industries to amend policy E5 of the Nisqually Sub-Area Plan that currently prohibits the reprocessing and recycling of asphalt pavement as an accessory use. Item number 12 is a land use zoning change to change a property located on Yelm Highway that's currently zoned as McAllister Geologically Sensitive Area, or MGSA, to Neighborhood Convenience Commercial, NCC. And this was an application that was originally made by the property owners were Toft. It's changed ownership. It's now owned by the Spooners. But that's a site-specific land use change request. And then item number 15, the final item, came in from Mr. Barnett, and that is an amendment to review and amend policies in the comprehensive plan related to cluster subdivisions, or what we call planned rural residential developments, PRRDs, to allow for larger cluster developments as part of a master planning process. Now, you'll note that 3 items that were on the preliminary docket that went out for public review were removed from the final docket, and this accounts for some of the gaps in the numbering. Those include item number 9, which is the Science to Local Policy Project. It was a watershed planning project that has been completed. Item number 13, which was a land use amendment for Hulbert, and that's a property that has since been annexed into the city of Olympia. And item number 14, which was a request from the Evergreen State College to develop standards for an institutional or open space zone. And that item has now been included in the scope of work for item number 1 on the docket, the periodic update to the comprehensive plan. And that concludes my comments. I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions?
No, I do not.
Sure, I have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Yeah, so we've been working on this, the county as a whole, and it's past due to the state, but we're also in good faith, and I was just wondering if you can elaborate on how that's been over the last year or two, that even though we're out of line, but we're still good, and if you just give a couple comments on that.
I think then you're referring to item number 1 on the docket, which is the comprehensive plan update. Yeah, counties and cities that are required to do comprehensive planning as part of that need to do periodic updates under the Growth Management Act, and the county under the state schedule. Our deadline was to complete the update by June of 2016. We didn't make that deadline because we had some changes in staffing, and we've had a lot of other kind of major projects that we've been working on. But the board did adopt a scope of work for that update, which includes updates to the joint plans of most of the cities in the county as well. And that scope of work was adopted in February, and staff have been working since, in earnest since last June, on those pieces of the comprehensive plan. So we are making a lot of headway on that. And the overall schedule is to bring that forward through the public process, beginning with the Planning Commission at the end of this year, and probably coming to the board in 2018 for your decision.
One more question, and with so many on the list, we talk about prioritization. One of the most immediate steps is for staff to go back and kind of do a timeline, ones we can approach first, although we're going to try to get them all done, of course. But can you just kind of walk us through the thought process on that?
So yeah, the board has requested to add several things to the docket this year, and in addition to the comprehensive plan docket, which I just read off, we also have the development code docket, which is a separate list of projects that long-range planning is working on related to development code changes. These include changes to marijuana regulations, impact fees, anything that might affect the development code, but not our long-term plans. And so there's a lot of moving pieces here, and we're looking at a department about how we're going to staff that up, how we're going to coordinate the timing of that, and how best to involve citizens and the public in each of those processes, because there's going to be a lot going on, a lot of notices going out from us saying we want your input, and we want to make sure we're able to do that in a way that doesn't overwhelm people.
Any other comments?
No.
Allison, thank you so much. It's wonderful to have you there to do this. So, okay, with that in mind, is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the 2017-18 official docket of comprehensive plan amendments.
I'll second that.
Yeah, it's been moved and second to, as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Allison. The next item we have is the Commissioners and County Managers item, which is going to be Romero Chavez on the resolution declaring Thurston County as a welcoming community.
Thank you, Commissioners. This resolution before you is related to Thurston County being a welcoming community to residents from all walks of life. A little bit of history. Resolution number 15392 was adopted on December 13, 2016, to declare the county as a welcoming community to all residents regardless of their immigration status. The Thurston County Board of County Commission wants to make our community welcome not only to immigrants but also to all residents regardless of their heritage and background. Thurston County serves and protects its residents regardless of their heritage and background. So this particular resolution before you takes two actions. Resolution 15392 is repealed, and also this resolution states that Thurston County declares itself a welcoming community to all residents regardless of their heritage and background. Do you have any questions?
Any comments or anything?
No.
No? All righty. So where are we on that? Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve a resolution relating to Thurston County being a welcoming community to residents from all walks of life.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Fantastic. So the next item we have is designate the Economic Development Council as the Associate Development Organization, otherwise known as ADO.
Thank you again, Commissioners. Every 2 years, the Washington State Department of Commerce begins the process of contacting with Associate Development Organization, ADOs, by sending a letter to the Board of County Commissioners and county executives to each county requesting a designation of an ADO. You received this letter on March 9, 2017. And under RCW 4333080, the Department of Commerce is to contact each county for you to seek such designation as a ADO to increase the support for and coordination of community and economic development services in communities and regional areas. You discussed this matter on April 11, 2017, and you have agreed to designate the Thurston County Economic Development Council as your ADO. So this particular action confirms your decision, and which is required for us to send back of your action to the Department of Commerce.
Any questions of Romero?
No.
Nope.
On the ADO? Okay, sure. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to designate the Thurston County Economic Development Council as the Associate Development Organization, ADO, for the 2017 to 19 biennium.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, great. So now we're going to move on to 6C, which is the adopt the first quarter budget amendment, and we're going to ask Assistant County Manager and Budget Manager Robin Campbell to walk us through it.
Thank you, Commissioners. This afternoon, I am recommending that you approve the first quarter budget amendment for 2017. The amendment includes a increase in general fund of approximately $975,000 in revenue and $837,000 in expenditures, and in other funds, $10.2 million in revenue and $14.4 million in expenditures. The budget was published for public review and comment on March 21st, and a public hearing was held on April 11th, just last week. The budget changes include a number of items, some of which are common in our budget amendments, like new grants and technical changes such as the recording of new assets like copy machines. And this amendment also includes funding for labor agreements that were finished after the budget was approved, projects that were started in 2016 and will be completed in 2017. So we refer to those as carry forward or carryover projects, and they need appropriate funding. And then there was funding set aside in the original budget for law and justice purposes that's being allocated in this amendment. So this amendment is a little more complicated than most that you see, but we've received very little public comment, and it's, I believe, ready for your consideration. After the budget was published in mid-March, there were additional changes that came forward, and those were part of the public hearing last week. They included an allocation from detention sales tax for corrections, additional funding for a probation supervisor in district court, a funding for staff related to the long-range planning, and then receipt of revenue from the sale of the 3400 building. So all of that was part of your public hearing last week. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have, or see how you would like to proceed.
Did I hear you right? We're bringing in more than we're putting out there in that little bit?
In the general fund, yes, we are. Yep.
Okay, that just
Increased
surprises me.
revenues.
Okay.
Currently.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're absolutely right. There are so many elements and moving parts to this thing, to the budget, that it is complicated, but you have made it exceptionally understandable for me, and I greatly appreciate the work you do on this, Robin. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
All righty. Is there, entertain a motion?
I move to approve a resolution to adopt first quarter budget amendment as amended, including, time out.
Before you move the approval of the amendment as amended, you need to move the amendment to the amendment. So this is
Oh, there we
getting a
go.
little
I found it now.
confusing. There are two motions because there are
Told ya.
changes that were brought forward after the initial publication and that were heard in the public hearing. I'm recommending that you amend the amendment and then approve the amended amendment.
Well, rather than working from the script, I was working from the screen and I scrolled down too far. So I missed the first one. I apologize for that. I move to amend the proposed first quarter budget amendment as proposed in attachment E.
I'll second that.
Good grief.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. And now the second one?
I move to approve a second time a resolution to adopt first quarter budget amendment as amended, including attachments A, B, C, D, and E.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Fantastic. So the next item is a 6D, correction, and a contract with the Voorhees Robertson Justice System, and I think that's Robin Campbell again.
Yes, it is. This item is a award of a contract with Voorhees Robinson Justice Systems to conduct a jail set staffing study as part of the agreement between the Board of County Commissioners and the sheriff. We had agreed once the sheriff moved the corrections operations into the new jail and had operated for a while, that we would review staffing and see if there were adequate staffing in the jail. This company has expertise in that area beyond what county staff have. So we've negotiated this contract. RFP was distributed. There were 2 bidders. This is the successful bidder, and the contract will be for $150,000. The study should be completed by the end of this year.
Any questions?
No.
No questions.
Is it more for law enforcement on the road or corrections, both? Kind of give an idea what the contract includes in terms of the study.
This study is focused only on staffing of the jail.
Is it all the ranks in terms of not just ranks there, but at the correction officers and administrative and food
Yep.
service and that kind of stuff? Or?
Not food service.
Okay.
We contract out for food service and medical, but all county staff, it's going to be evaluated how many that we need of each classification.
And you might have said it, but just kind of rephrase the purpose of this study so that we can meet the intent of it, an expansion or population, what have you.
Could be either when we move corrections into the ARC, the corrections officers agreed to a new shift, a 12-hour shift, and that helped us afford the move and the number of staff that were needed in the new facility. But we have an agreement in place between the board and the sheriff that we would assess, is that the right number? It's based on a study that was done by a company called MGT prior to moving in, and it's time to update the study and see if we've really hit that sweet spot in staffing at the jail.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Sweet spot.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I move to award the professional services contract for a jail staffing study to Voorhees Robertson Justice Services, LLC, in the amount of $150,000 and authorize the assistant county manager to sign the contract and any subsequent amendments not to exceed 10% of the original contract amount.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded as stated. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. So the next item we have is 6E, and I'll just ask either one of the seatmates they want to talk about what they've done in the past or forego that, or is there anything on your mind you want to bring up?
We can actually forego that at this point.
With
me.
Yeah, as well as upcoming issues. That's fine.
Okay.
Recap it next week, what we do this week.
Sure. So I'll move on to the county manager with the calendar.
Thank you again, Lee. I'm going to walk you through your combined calendar. This reflects where at least 2 commissioners will be present at those meetings. And your individual calendars may have other appointments, but that will be your individual appointments that you have. Today at 3 o'clock, you have the Transportation Benefit District meeting. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 19th, April 19th, at 9 in the morning, you have an executive session where you will have a briefing related to the Maytown resolution. Decision, I'm sorry. 10 in the morning, you will have a briefing related to the cannabis review of other jurisdictions' regulations for recreation cannabis and cannabis cooperatives. At 11, you have another executive session where you will have a conversation with the Thurston County prosecuting attorneys related to the legal opinion you received from the Attorney General's office related to the road diversion funds. Also on Wednesday, April 19th, at noon, you will have a luncheon with all the elected officials here in the county. And at 2 in the afternoon, you will have another budget briefing where Robin will walk you through additional details of the budget. On Thursday, April 20th, at 1 in the afternoon, Commissioner Blake and Commissioner Hutchins will be sitting on the Thurston Mesa Behavioral Health Organization Governing Board meeting. At 2:30, you will have a briefing on the Habitat Conservation Plan financing strategies, and this is a follow-up to a couple of briefings you have received already in the last 2 weeks. At 3:30 in the afternoon, you will have interviews with a candidate for Public Works Director. And at 4:30 in the afternoon, you will convene in an executive session to determine the next steps on the Public Works Director position. Later on, Thursday, April the 20th at 6 in the afternoon, you will have a joint work session with the Lacey City Council, and that will go to 8 to 8:30 in the evening. And there's already a posted agenda to the items that you will be discussing on that meeting. You have nothing on your combined schedule April the 21st, and you have nothing on your combined schedule on Monday, April the 24th. And we'll come back here April the 25th on the agenda setting and Tuesday morning. Thank you.
Good grief, man.
Any comments, follow-ups on that? Okay, sure. Any last thing you want to make it around? No?
No.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn the Board of County Commissioners meeting of April 18, 2017.
I'll second that.
It's moved and second to adjourn the Board of County Commissioners meeting of April 18, 2017. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Thank you.